own defense.
European NATO allies need to do their fair share of defense. We can't provide blanket security for the entire world. I think our biggest threat to our national security is the rise of China.
During a town hall this weekend, DeSantis, though, also criticized Trump for signing the CARES Act into law amidst the pandemic. DeSantis says it was a mistake since it led to so many lockdowns. California anticipates another day of substantial waves and coastal flooding as high surf continues to batter much of the West Coast, especially Central and Southern California. This is USA News.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience.
Trump from election ballots in Maine and Colorado has not been used since the end of the Civil War. Definition of insurrection and whether that is what the High Court saw happen on January 6, 2021, after Trump spent months publicly discounting the results of the 2020 presidential election. At least 20 people in a Russian border town are dead in the wake of a reported Ukrainian bombing attack. It marked the heaviest blow struck by Ukraine inside Russian territory since war began between the two countries in February 2022. Russia's defense ministry says 2 missiles and several rockets fell on the city and the targets were indiscriminate. The strike appeared to be in retaliation for a Russian bombing attack a day earlier that rained missiles on several parts of Ukraine, including the capital city of Kyiv. As the new year approaches, fewer Americans seem inclined to raise a beer in celebration.
Beer Marketers Insights, which is an industry group, reports a shift in consumer preferences away from beer to other alcoholic beverages. This marks the first time since 1999 that beer shipments are expected to dip below 200 million barrels, with Anheuser-Busch, the maker of Bud Light, leading the decline, while overall consumption decreases for other domestic premium brands as well, like Miller and Coors. I'm Skip Kelly.
I'm Ryan Daniels, USA News.
Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229, 800-734-1229.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVVF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Scott.
Scott?
Yeah.
Is that what I might listen to a John Lennon song? Surprise, surprise. Can't hear it.
I turned it down so that Scott could hear you. And good morning, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. There we go, trying to get my stuff together here. I'm Joey Driscoll, trying to get my stuff together here this morning. It is Sunday, December 31st, Dawn. Good morning.
Oh no, there goes Tokyo.
Yes. Yeah, that's a reference to my shirt. I'm wearing a Godzilla King of All Monsters shirt. Which he is. He's the king of all monsters, in my opinion.
I just think of that Floyd's the Cult song. No. Oh no, here goes
Yeah, Godzilla, great, just a great movie franchise. You know, King Kong is second. It's a close second, but
Nothing beats Godzilla.
nothing beats Godzilla.
Growing up, watching the Creature double feature on Channel 56 when I was growing up, and Scott's listening, I'm sure you did when he was a kid too. The Godzilla marathons would be almost on every Saturday. They were great. They were cheesy as they can get, but
Very.
they were a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Good morning, Joey. Happy Sunday.
Good morning. The
Happy
last
New
Sunday,
Year.
yeah,
Happy New
last
Year's
Sunday
Eve.
of the year.
Yes, 2023 is going to be in the books. The end
In
of it
about
today.
16 hours, less than 16 hours.
Yes.
Yes.
I was talking to, forgot to call Paul. He wanted me to call. We just totally spaced and forgot to call Paul. But he was talking, I think Paul, yesterday on his show on Cribber Country Journal, was talking about resolutions. You know, what I think he was doing that. And I normally don't do a resolution. I never have. Just to break them.
Well, speaking of Paul Lazarovich, we're gonna have him on today. He's gonna be calling in just a few minutes, right during the second segment, or just before the second segment. We're gonna have him on. He'll probably call in during the commercial break, and we'll have him on in the second segment of today's show.
What do you think about New Year's resolutions? What do you think?
I usually don't make them
I don't make
because I tend to not follow up
I had a coworker.
on New Year's resolutions.
I had a person I worked with years ago. He tried to quit smoking on the 1st. He did. And by the 12th, he was like a raving maniac. You know, snapping at everybody. Just, it's just like... And it was the most stressful time. It was, in the oil business, that January is the most stressful time when it's cold. So when you try doing it in July when things are slower.
All right, our weather. Let's do our weather here before we take our first commercial break. Like I said, we're going to have Paul Lazarovich on during the second segment here. Middleboro, 37 degrees, and not sunny because the sun's not out, but 37 degrees. A high of 42 today, a low of 26 this evening. Tomorrow, a high of 41 with a low of 22. Tomorrow is New Year's Day. So looks like a beautiful day to start the new year. We have Taunton, Massachusetts, a current temperature of 33 degrees, a high of 42, a low of 26. Sunny skies today. Tomorrow, a high of 40 with a low of 22, and sunny skies. So, no rain in the forecast. That's pretty good. Driscoll, Texas, 79 degrees with a high today. Currently 47 degrees in Driscoll, Texas. They're at the low right now. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 57 degrees. And in Driscoll, North Dakota, 26 degrees. For the high today with a low of 14. It is currently 17 degrees in Driscoll, North Dakota, with mostly, when the sun rises, mostly sunny skies in Driscoll, North Dakota today. Very cold. Could be looking at negative for the low next Sunday. It's right now at 2 for the low. 2.
North Dakota?
Yes, in North Dakota. So it's pretty cold there. Which, that's normal for January, it being that cold.
Yeah.
So, we are going to take our first commercial break right now. You're listening to Middleboro in Review. I'm Joey Driscoll. Dawn is with me once again, as always. This is WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. We'll be right back with Paul Lazarovich. Our next commercial break will be 7:40.
Yeah,
As normal. What? It's going to be dark for most of the hour.
Starting to pick up, notice a little daylight picking up after the 20th of December.
Yeah.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street.
Alright, these guys are due in 2 weeks.
Highest quality collision repair.
Spark Street, they're due once again in 2 weeks. After the 15th.
Can you just talk to him?
You should reach them at
About 9 weeks ago. Yeah.
$14.95. They're open Monday through Thursday at 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
The Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now.
Plug in my stuff here. Plug this in before I forget. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Hold on.
Oh, see if mine works here?
Yeah.
So mine works.
1 second here. Good morning. You're on Middleboro in review. We are on a commercial break right now. Is this Paul?
Yeah, hey, good morning, Joe. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. You gotta turn your volume up, Don, on the headphones.
Yeah, I'm getting nothing.
Yeah, I can hear you. How do I watch you live on Facebook, Joe? Or should I go to YouTube?
I don't know. Well, both of them will be on Facebook. The show will be on Facebook and YouTube after the show today. I'll make sure of that.
How about to watch it live?
To watch it live, Facebook.
Yeah, it's on Facebook now.
It's on Facebook Live.
Yeah, I got it. Style it up.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get Facebook.
Hey, Joey, I got no speakers.
Then you'll have to. I'll make sure to put the monitor up and you can
Do I
hear
go
it.
to Joe Driscoll or Middleboro and Review?
This up. Middleboro in review.
Got nothing over there. These even work?
They do. I don't have time to put them up for you because we're coming out of a commercial break.
Morning, Paul.
Red mic
Middleboro.
and blue mic. I'm gonna put it up at only 4 here. Both of them. All right, we have 40 seconds.
Okay.
Morning, Paul. How you doing?
Good, John. How are you?
Sorry I forgot the call yesterday. Sorry I forgot the call yesterday.
Oh, no problem. Here's Joe now. I like the guy Joe. I like the guy Joe.
20 seconds. All right, here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we are back here on Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll, joined by Dawn, and now joined on the phone by Paul Lazarovich. Good morning, Paul.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy New Year. Thanks for the invitation to be on the last Middleboro in Review for 2023. It's exciting.
Thank you.
I've got the forecast. I wish I were down in, is it Texas at 71 degrees in Driscoll, Texas?
Today is going to be the high of 71.
Yeah. Joe, I don't know. I think King Kong may have can defeat Godzilla. What do you think, Joe and Doc?
I think it's close.
I don't know. I think Godzilla's the man. Godzilla's the best. I don't know. King Kong. I don't know. Godzilla has a little bit of sway. You know, he does his tail, and he's kind of more a little cooler. I think King Kong is just. I don't know. He just. I don't know. He's a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? He's a little bit not coordinated. He's not a coordinated monster compared to Godzilla. Yeah. Godzilla kind of does a dance, you know, and I never seen I never seen King Kong like rip subway trains and throw them across the landscape.
And I don't think King Kong can defeat Mothra or any of the other Godzilla monsters. Mothra, Gagora. I don't think it can happen.
Let me throw in Mighty Joe Young.
What?
Who?
You folks remember Mighty Joe Young?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, okay. Saturday afternoons, that was my thing, to go to the movies, and I was being frightened by Godzilla and King Kong and 13 Ghosts and all the horror movies. I would sit and watch half the time with my eyes closed, pretending I was looking at the screen. But yeah, those are the good days. So
you know what? You know what was a creepy movie? You know, I'm sorry, Paul. You know what was a creepy movie?
Which one?
It was funny but scary at the same time. The Ghost of Mr. Chicken with Don Knotts.
Don Knotts. Oh,
yeah. I love that theme. I love that theme at the end. The organ theme there that scared him away. Went through the wall there at the end, I think. I don't know.
What? I forget. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Oh, that's,
Don Knotts.
Yeah,
Wow.
Don Knotts. Yeah, it's that cool theme. It's on YouTube. If you type it in, Ghost of Mr. Chicken theme, it's the coolest theme ever. You know, it's you know, I think that movie was made like in the early '60s, late '50s, early '60s. So it has that, you know, organ sound or whatever, you know, which is cool.
I think the movie that still frightens me today and has been since it first came out was The Exorcist. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it's a scary one.
That was over the top for me. I'll tell you a story about Friday the 13th. My father and I were at Point Sebago camping out. I don't know, it was something my father never really did. He was never really a camper, so it was odd that he said, "Oh, I got a camper up in Point Sebago, Maine. Let's go up for a few days and hang out." So we did. He was so I think the second night he was sleeping, and so whatever. I went. They had like movie night at the tent, and they were playing Halloween, the original Halloween movie, Michael Myers, and I was, I don't know, I was 14 years old, so a little young. So I walked back to the trailer by myself after seeing Halloween. That was the most scariest time in my life. I still remember that to this day. That was the longest walk ever because Michael Myers was going to pop up behind a tree and get me. Yeah, so that's I think Halloween, the original Halloween movie, is the most scariest movie ever. What about you, Joey?
The most scariest movie I've seen, and this was when I was younger. I was into horror movies when I was a lot younger. Probably would be a tie between Saw 3 and One Missed Call. One Missed Call is a movie, originally a movie series out of Japan.
Yeah, but that
very terrifying.
Yeah, right. But that's kind of a rip-off from When a Stranger Calls. Remember that movie, Paul? When a Stranger Calls, 1979? Remember that, Paul?
No, I don't. But Joe, tell us what was so scary about it.
I think just the jump scares in it were pretty terrifying. The ghosts that were in it was pretty terrifying. And Saw 3 was very gory. And That was probably not the movie I should have been watching when I was younger, but
Bad parent.
but yeah, I was into horror movies when I was a lot younger. I still am. Actually, most recently, I watched a pretty good horror movie called Orphan. Really good.
Orphan. I'm not familiar with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
I've at what point though? I know. I'm trying to think that in my life, where all of a sudden I realized, hey, they were just movies, so I wasn't as frightened as I was as a kid. How about you, Joe? You're obviously a younger guy. At what point did you say, these really aren't as scary, or are you still just as frightened today?
It depends on the movie.
Yeah.
I think you talk about a movie like Chernobyl Diaries. That was a very scary one, and even today, I don't think I can sit through it. Another one like The Nun is another really, really scary one that I don't think I can sit through. But other movies that I thought were scary when I was younger aren't really that much scary anymore than they used to be when I was younger. Like One Missed Call. Like now I know that it's not as scary at all.
When A Stranger Calls it scared me to Jesus. I swear to God, it's an older movie, Paul, 1979, 1978, and the guy calls up and he horrifies the babysitter. And he says, I'm not going to say it on the air because it's too creepy to even say it on the air. You know what I mean? But anyone check it out. You can go type in on YouTube When a Stranger Calls, and he calls up, and, it's before caller ID, before all that. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, prank calls always scared me when someone called and say something bad, they're going to get you. That's always been one of my fears is about a prank call, because you always wonder if they're watching you or not. And that's why that movie always got under my skin. You know what I mean?
And another movie that was really definitely scary. Not as scary for me, but it definitely left me kind of creeped out for sure. Is Amityville Horror, Amityville Horror, the original. Very scary and very creepy, for sure. Just the way that movie, the main character kind of devolves into. He kind of just loses his mind, and it's a really interesting film.
I think that was with James Brolin?
Yeah. David Soul. Yeah.
Who was it?
David Soul was it?
Sure, Starsky and Hutch guy.
Yeah. James Brolin. I'm not sure what he was. I think he was in it too. I think they both were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. But,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point, though, I forget when in my life, all of a sudden they weren't as frightening as they were as a kid, and I sort of lost my interest in certain movies. But I remember, I was that kid with my cousin Donald and I would go every weekend, and we'd close our eyes and wouldn't look at each other and pretend we were watching a movie and just frightened to death. And Joe was right. Going home and like, oh gosh, I couldn't get it out of my mind. And but after a point, I don't know, I just started watching other movies. So hey, can I ask you guys? I know Joe said doesn't do New Year's resolutions, and Don, I heard you talking, but any thoughts or ideas or hopes for the new year for you two guys?
Well, just to continue to have great Middleboro and reviews every single Sunday, and same thing with Middleboro Matters. Outside of the radio station, I'm going to be going back to college in the fall of 2024. So
that's great, Joe.
That's something I'm looking forward to as well for this year, upcoming year. So.
I'm glad, Joe.
Wouldn't that be something if you were his professor, Paul? Because he's going back to the same school you teach at.
Automatic game.
Oh, you can't give him that. You can't say that on the But I'll tell you one thing.
Or dreams or ideas for the new year coming up for you guys?
It's some people who are a little down, on the ropes right now, in the health wise. Good friends of ours who are hurting, and I hope for their speedy recovery and get back into what they love. I'm not gonna mention any name. I don't want to put anyone on the spot because it's a personal thing. But you know what I'm saying. My father-in-law. I hope he did really good. He was a little sick and then he's bouncing back. He seems to be doing good. My family, all my family members who are having issues right now. I hope for the best for them, and physical and mental issues that might be out there too running around. So I hope for that. I hope to speak stronger. I hope I'm stronger. I hope it can be a little more understanding sometimes. I try to be, but work on that. There's stuff I can work on. So as far as holding myself to one thing, I think as far as resolutions, I'll try to do a various amount of things. That a little at a time. A little at a time. That's all you can do. I just don't like being boxed into one thing, because I don't like really being boxed into anything. Because sometimes you need a release valve or a pressure release valve sometimes. But how about you, Paul? What's your dreams and hopes for 2024?
I know I've got to get back into shape, and I had the same dream and hopes for this past year. It didn't work out, but got a couple of physical ailments that made things a little bit difficult for me. But I hope to do more walking with my wife and my dog, at least starting some exercising. And I'd like to learn, my daughter and son-in-law are just one of those online courses, learning the language. And I'd like to join them in learning Italian. I think it'd be cool. My mother was born in Italy, as were my aunts and my grandparents, and they spoke fluent Italian. But when my two daughters were born, I said, "Mom, please speak Italian," and she wouldn't. And it was the same thing when we were kids. She didn't speak Italian to us because she wanted us to be, as she said, Americanized as much as possible. So she never spoke Italian. But if she was talking to my aunts or my grandmother and didn't want us to know something, they would immediately start talking Italian. So I wish I knew Italian back then.
Oh boy, you're like the fly on the wall. It's just like the fly on the wall. Imagine if you did real quick and they didn't know it. Oh boy, all the information you'd find out.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All of a sudden you'd hear them talking about my cousins, and they'd say, well, Donald and Paul, and immediately go into Italian and go, wait a minute, what do they say?
Oh,
anyway.
They kind of know that too. And around Christmas time, if you were young and you knew Italian, and they were talking about what you're getting for Christmas, you get the skinny on that information. But
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some.
I got a couple of New Year's Day trivia questions. Can I ask you guys and see how you do?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to pull them out of here. So, and let me see. Okay, here's one here, and I never knew this. So, what food do people in the southern United States often eat for good luck on New Year's Eve? What food the people in the south of the United States often eat for good luck on New Year's Eve? We seem to all go up for Chinese food up here in the north.
Yeah.
But what's the food in the southern United States folks eat for good luck on New Year's Eve?
I'm going to give this one to Don.
Okay.
Burritos, like a Mexican dish, maybe?
No, not a Mexican dish.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have some answers here on the Facebook. Our friend Scott says, is it grits?
Not grits, but we are getting close. That was a good one, Scott.
Black eyed peas?
You got it down. Black eyed peas, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yeah. What's the song? It's traditional to kiss and sing what song on New Year's Eve? That's an easy one.
Old Anzai.
Old Lang Syne.
Yeah.
Hey, on New Year's Eve, way back in 1985, what famous entertainer died in a controversial airplane crash?
Don would know this.
He was part of a famous family TV show.
Famous family TV show.
Starring his family.
Yeah.
He
85. Oh boy. New Year's Eve, huh? 85. Died in a plane crash, huh?
Yeah, very controversial. There was some talk about possibly a fire starting on board, possibly some drugs. Obviously, it's never been found out, but and he was also a very popular teen idol.
Oh. I'm not sure if Andy Gibb, maybe? No?
Not yet. Oh, no, good guess. I would have guessed that too. No.
No? Joey.
Oh, we have one guest from the Facebook, John Denver.
Not John Denver, but good man. No, it was Ricky Nelson.
Oh, okay.
Ricky Nelson from Ozzie and Harriet. I know that was way back in the 50s, but yeah, Ricky Nelson. I remember that too to this day. He was coming back from a concert, and they never found what was the cause of it. So, let me see. I got another one here for you. Oh, wow. What is one of the top New Year's resolutions, gentlemen, that most folks make?
Lose weight.
Lose weight.
You got it. Exercise more and lose weight.
Yep.
On January 1st, 1962, what famous British singing group couldn't pass the Decca Records audition? They were trying out for Decca Records in England on January 1st, 1962, and the owner of Decca Records said, no, guitar bands are just a fad.
Beatles?
You got it, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Can you imagine that?
I was going to
guy,
guess that.
how long he was.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about Decca Records. Yeah, I got one for you, Paul. All right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if this was a local thing or just something I dealt with in life, but what was one of the most popular in syndication? You know, and I'll give you a hint. The movie was released in 1960, okay? It was like one of the most watched movies for New Year's Eve, one of them. And this might be a local thing but I kind of heard that this was pretty popular. It was always...
In the 1960s?
Yeah. Well, it came out in 1960, but it was played... I remember seeing it in 77, 85, every time, you know, before... I don't see it anymore, but when they had... you know, usually Channel 56, 38 played it all the time, even through my teen years and through my early 20s.
Yeah.
It might be a local thing. It might not be like a national thing. But, you know.
And it was a famous movie, huh?
Yeah, everyone was in it. Yep. Phil Silver's one of them.
Poseidon Adventure?
Nope. I'll start rifling out some names, okay? Phil Silver's. Okay.
Oh, it had to be Mad World?
Mad World.
Yeah.
I remember I'm not sure if you remember that being on New Year's Eve all the time. Do you?
I don't remember New Year's Eve, but I know it was, when I was a kid, and even today, I still think it's a hilarious movie. It was a who's who of stars.
Yeah, who was in that?
Three Stooges, everyone was in it.
Yep. Who else was in it? Who was the police chief? Who was it?
It was Spencer Tracy.
Yep. And everyone was in that movie. Everyone was in that movie. I think Phil Silvers was the funniest one out of all. He was such a little weasel in that. It was just oh my god. And so it was. And who was the mother-in-law? The one, the loud mother-in-law. Who was she?
Oh gosh, I can picture her now, but she used to sing, "I got rhythm," very loud voice. I can't think of her name. I can't think of her name.
Is that Mimi?
I can picture her loud as day. What, do you recall who it was?
No, I forgot. No, I don't know. This was really before my time, but I know she was a nightmare in that movie. She was just you scream or yell. Oh my god! Yeah, imagine having her for a mother-in-law.
Ethel Merman.
Ethel Merman.
Ethel Merman.
With Scott.
Yeah.
Scott's our cheat board over here. We got a cheat board over here. It's nice.
Paul.
Did he say Ethel Merman?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Ethel Merman. Yeah.
Yeah. So Paul.
I want to ask Joe.
Yes.
Speaking of movies, you're a younger guy, but what's your favorite movie of all time? Like you just can't watch it enough, or you'll watch it for the 100th time.
Rocky IV.
Oh, really? Why
Yeah.
Rocky IV?
I like the fight at the end. The fight at the end is awesome. Just the way that Rocky turns the crowd to his favor at the end of the film. It's just great. I mean, they fight in Russia. The crowd at the beginning of that fight completely against Rocky. Towards the end of the fight, the crowd turns and they're cheering Rocky. The setup for the fight too. It's personal, and it's also a political thing too. In the United States, Russia. It's kind of there's a lot going on with Rocky IV, and I think it hits everything perfectly. It's just a great film, in my opinion.
And who was the Russian he was fighting? I can picture the guy. I can't think of his.
Ivan Drago. Ivan Drago. So yeah, he's really good. A really good villain for Rocky, if you can call him a villain. Yeah.
Yeah. That blonde hair and cropped hair and great movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first Rocky. I think that's all I may have seen. I think I did see the second one, but that's about it. How many Rockies are there?
There are, out of the original, there are 5. 1 was really good. 2 was really good as well. 3, it's good. It's good. There's some problems with it, but it's good. 4 is my favorite, and 5 I don't really like that much. There's some problems with it, and 6, which is Rocky Balboa, which came out like I think 20 years after the 5th movie. It's okay. It's okay. Not horrible. Just something that I'd watch a couple of times and it's kind of okay. But the Creed films have been very, very good. The first 2 were really good.
Those and all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like spin-offs. Rocky is still in it. It was in the first 2 films, but really good as well. Creed, based on Adonis Creed, his
Apollo's son.
Apollo Creed's son. Rocky is not in the 3rd film. This might be a spoiler alert for people who haven't watched Rocky 3 yet, but Rocky is not in the 3rd film.
Of Creed.
Of Creed, yeah.
James, what's your favorite movie that you have to see whenever it comes on TV again and again?
Okay, first of all, a question with a question. I know people hate that, but Steven Spielberg's first movie. Do you know what he is?
Was it Jaws?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
Duel.
Yep.
With Dennis Weaver, the truck.
Very good film.
I know of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
You never seen Duel? Oh my God! It was on Channel 56 every other week. I swear you have to. get it, buy it, steal it, whatever you got to do, get it. I mean, it is an awesome movie. You love it. It is creepy at the same time. It's a thriller suspense movie.
Yep.
Very little dialogue, very little more drama, unbelievable drama, action, unbelievable. Steven Spielberg, I think, did that movie for $200,000 in 1971.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is. It's the dialogue is very limited. You know, I don't want to do a spoiler, but there's characters you don't know who are. You'll never see the characters. One character anyway.
You don't see one character.
Yeah, one of the major characters you don't see is you do it.
Kind of do.
Well, you do, but you don't know who this character is.
Yeah, but you don't know who he is.
So it's more of a mystery in a way. You know what I'm saying? It is creepy. It is
very creepy.
Very creepy movie.
Yes,
It's
very
not like a horror movie where with people are getting blood and guts and gore. It's just suspense. It is so, I don't know, but that would be a movie to go check out. I mean, if you can buy it or you can, I don't know. You can maybe look for clips on YouTube. Maybe it might be on YouTube, but I don't know.
And Duel was very. It was very. What's the word I'm looking for? Influential in the genre of the supernatural kind of trucks going after people genre. It was influential to. I'm sure it was influential to Stephen King, because Stephen King, I think it was in the 80s or 90s this came out, but Maximum Overdrive came out probably about 10 or so years after probably longer than that, after Duel, and that was a really good film as well.
And Paul, it's on YouTube.
Duel is on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. I just looked it up. Just type in Duel, and it looks like it's not. It looks like it's on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to check it
Well,
out.
the thing is, I have YouTube Prime, but I'm not sure if you do or not. But
yeah, it's on YouTube Prime, and you can get the movie.
Or you can rent the movie.
Buy the movie.
Or you can rent the movie for $3.
You can buy the movie for $3 on YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, it might pop on. But I just did it. But I have YouTube Plus. I pay. But I'm not sure if that's the reason. What do you think, Joey? Check my phone out. Do you think he'll be able to get it? On the top there. Does that look like on the top? It looks like it's it's the whole hour and something minutes.
Yeah, but with that, a lot of people just post it and then post links to websites.
No, it's not. It's it looks like it's the whole thing, but that might be a good homework assignment for today, Paul, is to watch Duel.
Yes, to find a way to watch Duel.
Find a way to watch it. Figure it out. Buy it. Whatever.
Just may do that then.
It's a great movie. Steven Spielberg. I remember watching that. It was on Channel 56 all the time, and I watched it every time. And every time it's on, I watch it. There's fan clubs for this movie. It's just And I always wish to do a sequel, but part of me says no, leave it alone.
Extremely influential. Without Duel, Steven Spielberg. Without Duel, Stephen King probably wouldn't have done.
No, Steven Spielberg.
No, I'm saying Stephen King.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Stephen King probably wouldn't have done Maximum Overdrive.
And Dennis Weaver is the main character. So we all know him from McCloud and a lot of the westerns. Wasn't he on The Big Valley too, or something, or one of those movies?
I think he may have been Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke, yeah.
Gunsmoke, yes, he was.
Yes,
he was.
Yeah,
yes, he was.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. How about you? We didn't ask you. What's your very favorite movie that you love and enjoy? And
well, it's really tied for Godfather 1 and 2. I just it'll come on and I just have to watch it, and I've rented it, and I have it, and I just will watch it over and over, always looking I think De Niro is phenomenal, and Al Pacino, the transition from the, just college boy to the head of a large mafia family, and back it was before CGI. So when you saw 100 people on an old street in New York in the background, that was a real scene with hundreds of people and fires going and animals, and just a great movie. Just a great movie. Now, disappointing with Godfather 3. Very disappointed, but even today, if Godfather comes on, I'll watch it, and it's just one of my favorite movies. That and Field of Dreams, I must have watched.
Field of Dreams is good.
Both.
Is that Kevin Costner?
Yes, Kevin Costner. Yeah. Kevin Costner. Whenever he's in a sports movie, it works. It works. Yeah. Draft Day is awesome. He's just in a lot of sports movies, and they all work. They really do.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to think. I remember when they were filming. No, it was. I think. No, it was. The Costner film, the baseball film. They were filming it because I was teaching, and I know one of my students said, "Hey, professor, they're looking for extras over at Fenway." It was the scene where they saw Midnight Graham on the screen, and I know two of the people that were extras were Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were there, and I wish I had gone to go in and be an extra. So I've only been in one movie. It was about 2 or 3 years ago. They were looking for extras for a movie with Miles Teller, and essentially it was the Vinnie Paz story. And I was just one of the extras in the background. It was just a lot of fun. They tell you when to cheer and when to look sad and when to clap loud or pretend to clap. And it was interesting. And afterward, we all got sandwiches, and we all waited for the movie to come out. And I didn't see myself in it, but it was a lot of fun to be in the background for the day. Have you two been in any background movies? I can picture you both in it.
No, we haven't.
No.
At 7:50, we're going to take our commercial break right now. Stick with us, Paul. When we come back from our commercial break, we got our Today in History is coming up in just a few minutes. So we'll be right back with more Middleboro in Review in just a moment. All right.
Yeah, Paul, Duel's awesome.
Duel is awesome, Paul. Yeah, definitely check that out because it is awesome.
I'm going to have to watch because it's a double Driscoll recommendation. And
Yeah, definitely. Double recommendation.
Any more double Driscoll recommendations, and I'm going to have to watch it.
Actually, after the show, have Joey send it to you. We'll send it to you over your phone. You know? So, yeah, I think you can send the link. He'll still be able to watch it, even if he doesn't have YouTube Plus, right, Joey?
It depends on if it's on there free. If it's on YouTube free,
It seems like it's on there free. I mean, you
check it, Don, just to make sure.
I just showed it to you, didn't I?
You need to check it. You didn't check it. You need to check it.
Let me show. I have to converse to the expert over here.
Yes.
Mr. Tech Guy
Yes,
here.
you do.
All right.
Yes, you do.
Are you guys going to do a music thing this morning?
We don't have time. We don't have
Yeah,
time.
we were going to talk to you about Boston bands and stuff like that.
We were, but
we had to get on the
I don't
movie
think
thing.
that's going to happen.
So
Okay.
I wish we had you on for 2 hours, Paul.
Yeah, we,
You could always come into the studio sometime this year.
Absolutely.
I'll give you a wake-up call, and there'll be a nice coffee here waiting for you, sir.
Okay. Well, make that. I don't drink regular coffee. It's fine. I love coffee, but I don't like iced coffee. And
We'll get you out one.
my daughters and babies, they love iced coffee. But I'll come in for my cup of coffee.
What do you think? They're free?
That'd be great. I want to know, what time do you guys get up in the morning on Sunday?
I don't know, 5:30.
Yeah.
I get my wake-up call from Joey about 5:30, and we were up and we try to leave by, I don't know, 10 past, quarter past. You know?
And who buys the coffee?
Depends.
Yeah, send that to Paul. That looks like that's the
You know what I mean?
the movie. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. put his contact information in so I can do it.
All right, well, let me do that after the show.
Oh, yeah.
Email, Joe. Is there my email?
It's a long video, so I don't know if it's gonna get if it's gonna end up even sending to your email.
Okay, let me take a look.
I'll have to share it with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
320 enter. Okay. Good. All right, we're coming back in about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're back there we go. Silence the music there and put the levels back up here. Make sure we can hear everything. I am Joey Driscoll, joined by Don once again, as always. Today is December 31st, 2023. We're also joined by Paul Lazarovich. Yeah, we were just talking about Duel before the break, and there is a Spanish and English version of Duel on YouTube. So yeah, you can. I guess you can watch Duel on YouTube. Also, you can watch it on YouTube, YouTube Premium too. So pretty good movie. Just it's a huge recommendation from me and Don. Duel.
okay.
All right. Our Today in Histories. Here we go. 1951, during the Cold War, the Marshall Plan expires after distributing more than $13.3 billion in foreign aid to rebuild Western Europe. 1955, General Motors becomes the first U.S. corporation to make over $1 billion in a year. 1991, all official Soviet Union institutions have ceased operations by this date, 5 days after the Soviet Union is officially dissolved. 1992, Czechoslovakia is peacefully dissolved in what is dubbed by the media as the Velvet Divorce, resulting in the creation of the Czech Republic and the Slovak Republic. 1994, this date is skipped altogether in Kiribati as the Phoenix Islands and Line Island change time zones from UTC 1100 to UTC 1300 and UTC 10 to UTC 1400 respectively. 1999, the first president of Russia, Boris Yeltsin, resigns from office, leaving Prime Minister Vladimir Putin as acting president and successor. That would be his first term. He is currently in his second term right now. So
Second term?
I think so. Second term.
No,
when he took back, when he came back to power.
Oh, yeah, right.
And he's been in power since.
Yeah, he hasn't been president the whole time.
No.
Other people, yeah, right.
2004, the official opening of Taipei 101, the tallest skyscraper at the time. Now it's like in the bottom half of the top 10, standing at the height of 509 meters, which is 1,670 feet. There you go. 2019, the World Health Organization is informed of cases of pneumonia with an unknown cause detected in Wuhan. This later turns out to be COVID-19, the cause of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, Paul, what are your thoughts on these Today in Histories? Real quick.
Interesting. To think when Putin first came into power and he still hasn't left. And also to think when with Ford, I think you may have said one of the auto deals made $1 billion. It's probably quadruple that. But hey, I know I only got a quick minute, but I want to say I have a new resolution, and I remind everyone to make a resolution to watch Middleboro in Review Sunday morning at 7, and also on
That's a good one.
Thursdays at
That's a good
11.
resolution.
Yep, you get to watch watch Middleboro Matters.
Yep.
And listen, check out Joey. And also, the big question I have is, where are you two going for breakfast after the show?
I don't know. We got donuts in the other room. I think it's donuts.
I think it's donuts.
We went to a diner down in Mattapoisett yesterday when we left.
Very good.
Yeah,
Mattapoisett diner was very good.
It was really good. Running Route 6. It was really delicious. Old time diner.
Thank you.
You know.
Thank you for having me on the show, guys. I appreciate it.
And
I wish you both the best for the new year, Joey and Don.
And Paul, how about our birthdays? We got our birthdays before we say goodbye
and also
here.
too. The most important thing is to listen to Cranberry Country Journal
Exactly, yes.
at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. You didn't mention that, Paul.
No. So we got our
Thank you.
we got our birthdays here. So we got 1815, George Meade, American general and engineer. U.S. Army Major General who commanded the Army of the Potomac during the Civil War from 1863 to 1865, fought in many key battles in the Eastern Theater, defeated the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia led by Robert E. Lee at the Battle of Gettysburg. 1880, George Marshall, American general and politician, the 50th U.S. Secretary of State, and also a Nobel Peace Prize laureate, an American Army officer and statesman. He rose through the United States Army to become chief of the U.S. Army under Presidents Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Harry S. Truman. He then served as Secretary of State and Secretary of Defense under Truman. Churchill lauded Marshall as the organizer of victory for his leadership of the Allied victory in World War II. As Secretary of State, Marshall advocated for U.S. economic and political commitment to post-war European recovery, including the Marshall Plan that bore his name. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1953, and he is the only Army general to be so honored. 1943, John Denver, American singer, songwriter, guitarist, and actor. 1948, Donna Summer. 1959, Val Kilmer, Batman. He was in Top Gun. Many great films. Val Kilmer, great actor. 2021, so this is now passing. 2021, Betty White, American actress and comedian, passed away. And 1 year ago today, Pope Benedict the 16th passed away. Roman Catholic cardinal and theologian, and also Pope from 2005 to 2013. All right, that will do it for today's program. I want to thank Paul Lazarovich for calling in once again. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. You're the man.
Thank you, guys.
And we will see everyone next week. The January 7th, 2024 edition of Middleboro in Review. We will have Chuck Hart in the studio. So stay tuned for that next Sunday. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Paul, thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul.
What do you do today, Paul?
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
What do you got planned for today? You gonna relax?
Yeah, de-Christmasing the house, and then, maybe just go for dinner tonight. That's about it. I'm not much up for celebrating.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
No, we're gonna relax. Just,
Yeah.
you know, I need to cool my jets for when it gets cold and I'm down to 4 hours of sleep for 2 months in a row if it gets cold.